Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Shaman King 2021, episode 12. So last time, our heroes had to invade the Tau compound in order to save Ren, who had been imprisoned by his father alongside his sister June, basically as punishment for his actions and his connection to Yo and everything, and the fact that he's kind of mellowed out. Ren went there in the first place to confront his father because Ren is understanding that the way he's handled things, the anger, the violence, the killing, and everything, has not been very constructive and doesn't really align with his goals. So he's decided that he needs to defeat the evil within himself first, and to do that, he needs to confront the source of that before he can move on with the shaman fight. And so Yo and them had to go and save him because he got imprisoned. But now he and Yo are headed back up and are resolved to do what Ren wants to do and fight his father. We'll see how that goes. The rest of the gang have been left up on the main floor, taking on the I can't remember what their name was. It was 5 something. I think there was gold in the title. But these 5 Jiangshi who are seemingly stronger than the others. Now, I mentioned last time how, while I didn't remember this arc, I did look it up, and it was a part of the original anime. I don't remember it for the life of me. So I'm still, even though I technically have seen it before, I'm still mostly blind on it. And I don't remember anything about what's to happen. So that's pretty exciting to be going into this like that. And I've seen it multiple times before, too. I mean, if you think about it, because I have seen the multiple series all the way through multiple times. I just completely forgot about this arc, and I can't even remember it. But I'm excited to get into more of this and see how this confrontation goes. I don't know how many episodes this is going to be. We'll just have to see. And in the end, I assume Ren is going to defeat his father. Possibly with Yo's help. Probably with Yo's help. Because we've already seen before how strong his father is. So I don't think Ren's going to beat him alone. In fact, that might even be part of the lesson for Ren, to have to learn to accept help. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely enjoying this, though. So we're just going to get this going and hope for the best with the episodes to come. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, that went quicker than I thought it was going to. I'll admit, that felt very fast. Like, I've heard some people complain about the pacing of this a bit, and before now, I never really felt that. I never really felt the pacing was like too fast or too off or anything. But here, I definitely felt like it was. For the build-up we had gotten, having all of this resolved in one episode felt really much. It felt like a lot. I feel like they could have added in one more episode, conclude the fight in that and everything, and then have this aftermath stuff. Um, but it felt like they did really rush this one. So we have Yo and Ren coming back up to find that their friends are being taken out by Li Pairong's master, who was who had his spirit kind of forced into this body of one of the guards, one of the Jiangxi. And they have trouble against him, but June comes to save the day and manages to defeat him, working with Li Pairong. And then, as they continue on, Tao En decides to just attack, just not even wait. And so the fight happens. And then it's over, and we get like some aftermath stuff. All of this in the course of 20 minutes, basically. And that's why I'm saying I think this was rushed. These could have been, all of these plot points could have been their own episode. But at least they could have been pushed on for at least one more episode. The fight with the leader of the Jiangxi, the Pairong's master and everything, took way too quick. It was no real problem, and it ended way too easily. It felt like it was just kind of skipped over, and for something as big in terms of reveals as that it was Pairong's master, it felt very weak to me in terms of its execution, and I'll fully admit that. I will fully admit that I've been loving this show, and I've been sticking up for it in a lot of cases when other people have complained about certain aspects of it. But that part I will admit, it was way too easy, and I feel like that fight could have easily been extended. I don't know how it is in the manga. I don't know if it's that easy in the manga, but if it was, it could have just they could have extended it for the sake of this. Like, yeah, even if you want to say like, oh, but they're following the manga more closely and everything, it's like, sure, but some things could be extended or worked up a little bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing to do. Um, I just feel like it would have been a little better based on the big reveal of that being Pyrong's master. And the fight with Tao En, considering how that's been built up to and how big of a deal this has been for this small arc, it felt like it deserved an episode completely to itself, at least, or an episode's length of time. But the fact that I had to share an episode with that other fight and then with all the aftermath, it just felt like it was too much at once. And because of that, the actual fight against En didn't get enough solo attention and ended up feeling very much um, just rushed. And don't get me wrong, the fight was good. I mean, granted, Tao En was very much wiping the floor with them at first until his spirit wavered. Um, and I get the idea of it kind of being short like that because again, he's completely overpowering them. They're completely outmatched. But then his spirit wavers, and Ren is able to take advantage of that to win really suddenly and unequivocally because his spirit is so steadfast that it completely overpowers his father's at that point. Like, I get the idea of that, and I don't understand why that fight could be as short as it was, but it just feels anticlimactic to have that big of a fight that's been built up to. And even technically before this arc, because basically pretty much since we first met Talon, having it just be resolved this easily and quickly just feels anticlimactic. Maybe that's just me though, but I just feel like it could have been longer. Like even if they had extended it to the end of the episode where Ren beat him at the end of the episode and we had all the secondary stuff next episode, all the like after fight stuff with Ren's grandparents and all, that would have been good. I would have been completely fine with that. But it just something more, you know? But either way, I mean, I still enjoyed it for what it was, but I feel like it was definitely rushed. They definitely tried to force this all into one episode, and it felt like it was just too much for a single episode. But either way, tell me your comments down below. What did you think of this episode of Shaman King 2021? And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.